Hello, and welcome to A Week in My Life. My name is Lauren Hodgen, and if you're new here, I live in Columbus, Ohio, and I am a graphic designer, recipe developer, and strategist for food and beverage brands in the CPG space. I know it's a mouthful. And I work from home, I'm self-employed, own my own studio, and this is what a week looks like. Today is Monday, and I'm doing a lot of computer work because it's quite gloomy outside. Let me see if I can show you. You get the vibe. It's very gloomy, so I just wrote up this week's newsletter on Substack. I'll link everything below so that you can go subscribe, but I share recipes. I share kind of like what the past week looked like in terms of projects that I worked on and just other food-related things. I also share a lot of product favorites and recommendations, not just in the food space, but in fashion, beauty, skincare, etc. If you don't know, my background is in fashion, so I like overlapping the things because I think there is a lot of overlap. And now I'm editing a video for this vanilla bean ice cream that I made the other week for an olive oil company. Probably sick of hearing me talk about this because I feel like I have told everybody in my life about this ice cream that I made because I truly think it is the best ice cream I've ever had. And that's not to toot my own horn, it's honestly to toot the horn of the olive oil company because it brought such a nice richness to the ice cream without it feeling overpowering and just like, you know, sometimes when you eat ice cream and it's just like, oh my God, I feel sick now. Like, I didn't get that from this at all. It felt very light, but still like fatty and delicious and rich and just exactly what you want from ice cream. So I'm working on editing that video. It's due later today, so I need to get that all done. I already have like photos edited, the recipe written up, etc. I need to be better about like writing down my recipes because I have this book that I try to keep my like tried and true favorites and base recipes in. So like I have my favorite Caesar salad dressing. I have like my base muffin recipe, cookie recipe, focaccia, things like that where I'm like, it's not necessarily like a super creative recipe, but it's like a tried and true that I know is really good. I also have a recipe in here for these like lemony green beans that are a riff from a Molly Baugh's recipe. So I have like certain things that I will remake constantly, and I don't remake things a lot. I try when I make dinner at home to either go like very off the cuff or make new things every night. So these are my tried and trues, and the ice cream needs to get added in there. So I need to write that down. I have so many fun stickers on here. I don't know if you can see. This is the back. There's even more. And I think there's probably some inside too. Oh, yes, here, I'll show you. I also have a lot of newspaper clippings that my mom sends me. This one's for a chocolate hazelnut torte, which looks incredible and I need to make. And I also have the info to my cold brew thing. But obviously more stickers, and obviously a chapel sticker. So anywho, I need to write down that recipe, which is like not necessarily a work thing, but just like a to do. And then I'm working on a website, just some edits for like a past client that I redid their whole website. It's for the Besto site. I'll try to show you some clips of it, but we're just doing some refreshes as they're doing like more wholesale work. So I'm getting that all situated and hopefully done today. And then I have a couple edits to make for a brand that is launching a couple months, or honestly probably end of next month, end of this month, very soon, but they're a salad dressing brand. I got brought on last fall to lead all the creative. So we're in like our final stages of things right now, and I have a couple edits to do. So there's a garbage truck outside and I need to get back to work. But that's what's happening today. I'll take you through the rest of the week too. Hello, happy Tuesday. Yesterday ended up being a crazy day, or not necessarily like crazy as in anything exciting happened, but I feel like I literally did not stop moving for the entirety of the day, even though it was very much a work from the computer type day. So I got all the stuff done that I was sharing with you yesterday, and then I stayed up late, or kind of late, later than I like to on work for some edits on a project. And I was just so tired. I was completely exhausted by the end of the night. I went to yoga, which was really nice. There's this instructor, actually just like at my gym, that I really love, and she teaches on Mondays, and so I try not to miss her classes. And I go with my friend, which is really nice because I was feeling like for a while that I literally did not see people during the week. Like obviously I would see my boyfriend because we live together, but other than that, it was like not seeing anyone. So I'm now forcing myself, or not forcing myself, but like I'm making sure that I go to yoga with my friend, because if not, I won't see anyone till maybe Friday. Making a very easy lunch right now because I realized that I was starving and needed to eat immediately. So I'm going to do, I have like a little bit of arugula that's like enough for one portion, which is perfect for this because it's just me eating it. And I'm just dressing it with some Brightland olive oil. I'm so excited because they just released everyday cooking oils, and Brightland is one of my favorite brands. There's a couple others that I really like. One, which is O olive oil. I recently started working with them. You'll see them, I think in the last video I posted, the 2 projects I was working on was for them, but I couldn't really talk about it yet because I didn't know if their new squeeze bottles were going to be released yet. So anyway, that was the project. You honestly may know that because I might have put pictures in, but in the off chance I didn't, that's what was going on. And then I like Brightland, obviously. I've had their products for a really long time, stocked in my kitchen. Right now, the one I just used is their Awake 100% like extra virgin olive oil. They also have a basil one that I love. I really like the garlic one. And I think I have their rosemary one in the cabinet right now. Another new favorite is the brand Heraclea. I had them on the podcast. I had Founder Burke on the podcast a couple weeks ago, and he was just so lovely to talk to. And when I tell you, I'm obsessed with their lemon infused olive oil. I sounded like such a fangirl in the podcast episode because it's just so good, and I feel like everybody needs to have it stocked in their kitchen because it's just such a good product if you want to add like a lot of flavor to something but not have to do a lot of work. Other than that, I recently bought algae cooking oil. I've only used it a couple times, so I don't have like a firm report, but I mean, in some ways, a cooking oil is a cooking oil, so I feel like I'm going to love it. But I did think when I used it that it was really easy, and you know, it has a high smoke point, didn't burn, anything like that. So I feel like I'll continue keeping it stocked. I have a small squeeze bottle of it because I wanted to be able to test it, which was really nice that they have that format instead of having to commit to like a large, I think it's like somewhere in the $25 to $30 range. So that can be a lot if you're not so sure about something. And I get a ton of oils and like use a ton for projects. So I like being able to test a few things before I have to like firmly commit that this is what's going to be in like all of my work, and I trust it for recipe development and things like that. You're probably watching me make a mess right now. I'm trying to strain just a little bit of the liquid off of these beans. I think I talked about these in a newsletter recently, but it's Heyday Canning's newest line of perfectly seasoned beans. And I'm a bean fan, always. Love beans. In the winter, I'll make them like from dried at least once a week. And in the summer, it's just like, I don't want to simmer something that long. And also, I don't necessarily like want to eat them hot. So these coming out was like the perfect timing. I think I wrote about the chickpeas, which are my like sneaky favorite. Like I like a chickpea, but I'm never drawn towards one. Like I like it in hummus and like crispy chickpeas and things like that, but just like a chickpea in a soup or a stew or cooked on its own, I'm just kind of like, eh. But these were life-changing. Like I ate the 2 cans they sent me so fast that I need like a re-up immediately. Sorry, my dog's wanting to go outside because we're about to eat lunch outside. When I tell you this is like the easiest like lunch ever, it's literally just, I'm on to now their perfectly seasoned pinto beans, which I haven't tried yet. So this will be very, very fun. I think I have some anchovies. that I'm going to put on top. I'm so sorry, this probably looks ridiculous. Beans. Okay, I have these spring onions that have just been soaking, so they're a little more mild. Some of that like bite is cut out. They've literally been soaking since like a couple days, so just ignore that. But I'm gonna put some on top because I just think they look so pretty. I mandolin them. I recently got a mandolin, and I want to mandolin everything now. Like anything I can get my hands on that can be mandolined, I want to do it. I have a protective glove. It came with one, thank God. They knew what they were doing. But and I see why there's a protective glove, because if I didn't have it on, I think I would be missing all 10 fingers already. I wouldn't say that I am the most aware, at least when it comes to a mandolin. Otherwise I am. Also, look at this towel. So cute. I got it at Target. I know we shouldn't be shopping at Target. I got it before all that. On top, I'm gonna put like the last little remaining amount of these cushy Poco Picante chili and lime sourdough bread croutons. These are the best croutons. You know, I'm skeptical when somebody tries to reinvent something that I can easily make at home, but I'm kind of seeing it with Cushy. Like, they are really good. Plus, one of my friends worked for them. I don't know if they're still her client, but she worked for them for a while, and that was more of a reason for me to love them. The last two things I'm gonna put in here are some pickled, well, this is all pickled veggies, but I'm gonna do just the cauliflower, which I need these for a project as well. They're cashew parm pickles that really do not want to open, and they're delicious. And they have reminded me how good pickled cauliflower is, because to me, it keeps the perfect texture. Like, that's always kind of my beef. I love pickles, but sometimes my beef with pickles is that I don't love the texture after it's like kind of in, I don't know, at least homemade ones. I guess when I buy them in store or from somebody else, they're really good, but I don't love the texture of homemade pickles, but I love the texture of homemade cauliflower. So I have a feeling this will be a big item for summer. Could this come out of here? Jesus. Oh my goodness. What else have I been doing today? A lot of housekeeping and admin tasks. I feel like I had a particularly long list of admin things this week. There were like a couple items I need to catch up on. There were like some pitches I needed to build out, some mood boards I needed to send, etc. I used to not send mood boards unless it was requested, but then I realized it's really helpful in like discussing and also like planning and ideating on my end. So I've started doing that for all my projects, which I know there's some people that have like always done that, but I feel like I can usually get out like my concept without like just written, but I don't know, it's kind of fun. Plus it like gives you more time to like think and plan and just have fun with it. Putting anchovies on top. I've recently been buying a lot of anchovies for different projects, so I've had so many in the fridge, and I'm reminded how much I love them, although I do wish they didn't have the little prickly things on them, but that is okay. What was I saying to you? Yes, I've been doing a lot of housekeeping things. I'm about to go write tomorrow's CPG newsletter that I write every week. It's a snapshot of what has been going on in the CPG food and beverage world for the past week. I have a lot of fun writing it, and it has introduced me to a lot of really cool people and brands, which I love. And I'm gonna go write this week's while I sit outside and eat lunch, and then I have a bit of design work to do on a website, and then I need to figure out dinner. I have no idea what I want to eat tonight, and I have a bunch of random assortments of things in the fridge, so I feel like this is going to be like a fridge clean out meal, because then I am getting a delivery of groceries tomorrow for some projects later in the week, and usually like the excess of items from those projects then like carries my like dinner time meals through. So I'm going to try to avoid buying anything for dinner tonight, even though I live very close, like walking distance to a grocery store, but we'll see. And we'll see if I remember to show you what I made, but that's Tuesday. I forgot to show you literally the easiest drink that I love making, and that is Natalie's lime juice, or honestly fresh squeezed lime juice. And I would do fresh squeezed, but Wes got this bottle for free from work, so I'm gonna use it. But crushed ice, water, obviously, a little bit of lime juice. I find that this lime juice in particular is extremely potent. And normally when I make this mix, I closed this before and it's on Substack, but I would do, this is pink salt. I would do sparkling water and coconut water, lime juice and salt, but I'm out of the 2 liquid ingredients there. So I'm making do with this, but I find this to be really hydrating and just something fun to drink during lunch. And I like it really salty, so do with that what you will. But it was almost 5 o'clock and I was like, I need a sweet treat. So right now I'm eating Fancy Pants mint chocolate chip, mint chocolate, I think, cookies. They're like crispy little tiny cookies and they're the best thing in the entire world. My friend Sarah is their PR gal and she sent me some probably a year ago now, and I have been obsessed ever since. And she's kind enough to send me a re-up when I want a re-up. So I have a cookie plug and I'm very thankful for that. So I highly recommend them, but I crushed some up like very slightly, and then I had a few raspberries that I like desperately needed to eat today, but didn't feel like just eating them on their own. So I put those on top, and then I had some leftover salted orange whipped cream from when I made pavlova over the weekend for my like garden housewarming party, which you can find details about that on Substack. I put that on top, and that is going to be my 5 p.m. dessert as I finish up some work on a client's website because I need something to power me through. So just needed you to know that. It's gonna be really tasty. I'm absolutely ravenous right now for lunch. It's Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. This is what I'm having. The rest of Heyday Canning's perfectly seasoned pinto beans. I have some spring onions, some crumbled feta that I got from the farmer's market, which is delicious, anchovies, cucumbers, and then this is the same water, lime juice, pink salt combination. I'm gonna go eat this and edit some videos, and I'm starving. Good morning, happy Thursday. I have a little bit calmer of a day today than quite literally any other day this week. It's just been a crazy week, and it's funny because I was supposed to film 2 recipes this week, and then that ended up getting delayed because I needed to get like products sent to me, and or like more products in, I guess. And so I've been doing a lot of computer work, which is honestly good because I had quite a bit to catch up on and that like I wanted to make more progress on than I had. And that website project I was talking about before is like almost done now. So that is all swell and good. And today, oh my God, I almost burned myself. Today I have to film some stuff that's not necessarily like recipe things. So I don't know why I'm just like dreading to do it. I've been putting it off and I have to just like bite the bullet and do it today. But it's extremely like rainy and gross outside. I just took Carla for a walk and we got a matcha lemonade, of course. I don't know, once like warm weather, summer hits, I don't want like a milky beverage. Unless it's a cortado, because that's my ideal way to drink coffee. So anyway, last night, finished up work, which was good. I got done at like 5:30, 6 o'clock-ish. And Wes and I were like, oh, we'll go to a bike ride to this brewery here that we really like. And we'll like get a bite to eat. I really wanted tacos, so there's like a good taco place across the street and you can like bring the food over. So I was like, lovely. And we decided to bike there. And it's probably like a, I don't know, 15, 20 minute bike ride. Honestly, probably less. And we went, it was great. And then we were kind of sitting there. Wes was trying to decide if he wanted to get another drink. I was good. They have like this really good NA version of like their golden lager, which I love. So I was like good and set on one drink. He was trying to decide if he wanted another one. And I like looked out of the corner of my eye and I can see that the sky is getting so dark. It was probably, what time was it? Like 7:45, and it looked like it could have been midnight out of like in the back. So I looked at that and then I looked at the weather and I was like, oh, it's about to like, the sky's about to open up. So we decided, okay, we'll just head home. Well, we're heading home thinking like, okay, it says rain's gonna start in 20 minutes, we'll beat the storm. No, we get maybe 5 minutes from home. It starts raining, but it's only like sprinkling, and it really only sprinkled the rest of the time. But then we got caught in like a dust storm from, I guess, some like construction site or whatever, but it's also been like kind of dry the past week, so I don't know what the deal was. Literally my sinuses, my throat, my eyes were burning. I had to come home, immediately took a shower, had to use like saline spray, throat spray, eye drops, like wash my face a million times. And then I finally felt better. But that was my crazy night last night. So now I just took a walk through the park before it's about to like get super windy and rainy again. And I'm taking kind of like a chiller day, at least I hope. I have like one thing to update on a website, and then I need to film that stuff, but I'm hoping that takes me like an hour, 2 hours tops. And then either I'll probably then end up just kind of like chilling and planning some creative stuff for the rest of the day, but like hoping to not have a very hard day today, because it's been a hard, long week. And tomorrow I have 2 podcast recordings, a website like wrap-up call, and then some design work to do, which I could do some of it today, but I'm also kind of in the phase of I don't want to rush myself to do things. Like I'm taking it one day at a time, and if something doesn't need to get done today and it could get done tomorrow, that's what's happening. Anyway, that's my spiel. Happy Thursday. I won't really have too much to show you today, so this is kind of a lot of a talking vlog, but tomorrow I'll have some stuff to maybe show, and then this weekend we have farmer's market. I need to go thrifting to hopefully find some stainless steel coupe glasses for not drinks, for like a dip situation that I want to do for a project next week, and then wherever else the weekend takes me. Hopefully, maybe, I don't know, some shopping, because then not this weekend, but next weekend is the Le Creuset factory sale in Columbus. So anyway, that's Thursday. Oh, and a very exciting delivery came yesterday of Ghia's spritzes, which are my favorite drink in the world. I think I've talked about it on here, but they sent me my favorite lime and salt, and then they sent the ginger one, which I honestly haven't had a lot of before, but I'm excited to drink it up. Okay, so I just finished up the website updates that I was working on for Besto, and I thought it might be fun to just do like a little quick run through of what all we did on there, because there's some really fun animated elements and I'm kind of obsessed with it. So I'm going to talk to you, and then I'm going to overlay the website sections as we talk about them. So first thing we did was add in this like chart on the website that before we had all these different like icons, I guess, to represent gluten-free, nut-free, all natural, using apple cider vinegar, etc. in Besto's Pesto. And now we switched it to this like chart graphic that's really great and dynamic across desktop and mobile. So that has been a fun addition. And then what else did we do? Oh, this might be my favorite. So kind of same thing when we first did the website, which has been maybe 8-9 months ago. We had all the ingredients as like separate images, kind of like set up in a grid, but it was pretty long, and on mobile it was not the most dynamic as the website progressed. It was great in the beginning, but I feel like we could do better now. And now that she had the time and I don't know, just like wanted to make some changes, we came with this block, which you'll see. It kind of slides through the different ingredients, and I think it is just such an awesome user experience, and it keeps people on the site a little bit longer to like click through that and swipe through it. So I'm really proud of how that turned out. And then we added this like find us scroller, which looks really nice, and I think just shows that they are in stores and want to move more in-person shopping, like still have D2C, but this kind of gives them some more options on both fronts. And then we added in this video section, which you'll see one of my videos on here, but she wanted to pull in UGC because she's gotten quite a bit over the past few months, and I love a video element on a website. I just think it brings so much to it, and it's a great way to like show that people really care about your brand. So I'm down for that one. And then what else did we do on here? We added an as seen on, which this is cool because you can click between the two logos and the testimonial switches. And then nothing else on the home page. And then we made some adjustments on like the product page, which is so funny because we wanted to add a bestseller icon to just the 2-pack. And tell me why that was the most difficult thing that I had to do for the whole website. Not any of that animated stuff on the home page. It was adding this 2-pack thing on because there's this whole issue with if you wanted the icon displayed just on the 2-pack instead of like the 1-pack and the 4-pack, that it'd have to like reload the entire page, which obviously does not work necessarily. So I had to find a workaround. It took me a long time, but we got here. And then, yeah, we added this like suggested uses scrolling thing because before it was like a drop down. So like you would click it and like a box would open and it'd have a description. But like that's not really great when you want to see more photos, and like that's a very visual thing too. So all different uses on there. And then those are kind of the main highlights. We added some more to the about page just to share more of Kareen's story and starting the brand. And we added in this like born from a need, made to be shared, which is more of the precursor to Besto even like being an idea and how it became part of her life. So that's that on the website updates. There's a couple other things, but they're not like as fun, but I just thought you might be interested in seeing that since I've talked about this website a lot. I just got a very exciting package from Zevia. I was obsessed with their cream soda a couple years ago. I could not get enough of it, and I don't know why I stopped buying it all the time, but their PR person reached out about their new release, and I wrote about it in the newsletter, and they kindly sent me some samples. I did not expect the box to be this large, but I'm assuming it's a flat lay of cans in there. So I thought we could open it together. I'm also like in the process of making a coffee because I feel like I could fall asleep, and I decided not to do any of the filming I was going to do today, and instead I'm going to do it tomorrow, and I'm going to get some design work done today. But I'm exhausted. It's been like raining on and off, and frankly I'm over it for the day. But I'll show you my coffee. This obviously doesn't have the coffee in it yet, but same as yesterday, water with some lime juice. Basically I'm making an Americano, but like a limeade Americano. I don't know. Anyway, this is water, lime juice, pink salt, and then I have this coffee concentrate that was sent to me a couple months ago, and I honestly forgot about in the fridge because it got buried. And I was cleaning out the fridge earlier, found it again, and I was like, I'm gonna drink it. I'm very excited. So the brand is Kloo. It's craft coffee concentrate. This is the Kenya single origin medium roast, and it has notes of grapefruit, lemongrass, and chocolate, which I felt like would go really good with my limeade situation. You are supposed to pour a shot of it, but I can't find the little thing that they sent me. Actually, wait, I bet it's in the cabinet over here. One sec. Yes, I found it. They sent me a little branded guy, and it does say that's how you're supposed to measure it. So I got to get the seal off of this. Give me a sec. Okay, we're back in business. I got this thing open. I already shook it, but it says to do the smaller side, which I feel like I don't have as big of a glass maybe. So I'm doing just like slightly under, but wow. Is that not beautiful? You can't even see it really. That looks good. I did try one of their other blends. I want to say it was the Columbia one a while back when I originally got this, and I really liked it. Yeah, that'll do it. That is quite delicious. Highly recommend. I will link in the show notes in case you're curious. Very tasty. Okay, now that we have coffee, let's open this package. I think I wasn't gonna be able to open it. Stop it. Get the fake out of summer. You're kidding. This is so cute. Hello, happy Friday. I am looking rough. I really think the only reason I'm looking rough is because my hair is so frizzy, but happy Friday. It's finally the end of the week, at least end of the work week. I've had a crazy busy morning. I had a website wrap-up call. I had 2 podcast recordings, one of which was with the brand Preem, which makes really delicious hydration mixes with a focus on gut health, and she has a flavor that is kiwi lemonade, and it's so interesting how she's formulated the products, and it all stemmed from her experience with chronic gut issues. So that episode may be out when this goes live, or will recently, or be going out pretty soon. What am I saying? And then the other was with Milkish, which is a watermelon seed milk brand, and it's delicious. I don't know if I shared any pictures on socials when I tried it, but think of it as like a mouthfeel in between almond milk and oat milk with just like a delicious sweetness, but no added sweeteners. And I'm a huge fan. Plus the founder is just like the nicest ever and so easy to chat with. So recorded both of those. In between, I was doing some edits that stemmed from the call earlier, and now that web project is all done, which is extremely exciting. And then I have to work on some edits for the rest of the day. It's like 1:45 now. I have a check-in call with a brand that I've talked about it, I think, on here, but also maybe not. But I got brought on as creative director for a salad dressing brand that is launching, maybe launched by the time this comes out, or it'll be launching very soon. But we have a review of the website from what the developer brought through of like my ideas and my like wireframe planning. So I have a call in like 15 minutes about that. And then I need to work on some edits for just some like other social assets for them and a couple other things. So it's been a very busy day. I unfortunately think I'm going to have to do some work this weekend, which I don't love, but I need to film the stuff that I have not gotten to this week. And that project will hopefully take me like 2 hours. So I don't know, but I'm going to a baseball game tonight, which is very exciting because I want a hot dog. And I want like a soft pretzel and a really crisp Diet Coke. So that is my goal for the evening, and maybe get some ice cream. If they have Dippin' Dots, I'm a huge Dippin' Dots fan. I will be getting those. And then tomorrow, farmer's market. I think we're going to go play pickleball. I feel like very chuggy getting on the trend, but it is very fun. And 2 of our really good friends like to play. So we've been going, and we have courts like walking distance to our house that just got refinished. So might go do that. Maybe I will film that content then. And then I'm hoping to go thrifting. I need to do laundry. I need to water my plants, and I need to clean the house. So it's a very busy weekend. Next week is then very busy because I have a lot of recipe filming that I have to do, and a lot of photography and a lot of editing, design work. And then my friend is coming in Wednesday through Saturday, maybe through Sunday next week, to come visit and go to the Lake Reset sale. So I have a lot to get done. I also have a web project starting next week. There's a lot happening. So I'm very tired. I desperately need to eat something, but I have to get on this call, so I don't feel like I have enough time, which I hate, but I'm going to try to go sneak a snack and maybe get some more energy to finish up my work for the rest of the day, because I feel like when I get done with calls and then I'm just like looking at my to-do list, I crash out and I get so tired that I don't want to touch anything. So yeah, that's your update for today. I'll try to show some of the baseball game. Went for a hike last night, which was so fun and just so needed. And it was like a true hike. Like, I don't know what it is around here, but we have a lot of metro parks, but they're all like paved paths. I don't know. They're more like a nature walk, not like a hike. And I've been wanting to go on a hike. So we went on one last night, and I really enjoyed it, and it felt very nice. I was really stressed after work yesterday and just kind of felt like the weight of the world on my chest, and that helped me snap out of it. So that's where we are with life. I'm going to go get something to eat, get on this call, finish work, and enjoy my Friday and my weekend. And I will share some clips of my weekend and then probably check in with you on Monday. Okay, new angle unlocked for you all, but a very exciting package just got delivered from Brightland. And if you didn't know, they just released their everyday line of olive oils, and Brightland is one of my favorite olive oil brands amongst some other good company that I have mentioned, but I always have their olive oil like on my counter. This is the Awake. I'm also a really big fan of what is it, Alive. I like the one that comes in the pairing with that, and then the garlic one is really, really good. I also have the rosemary one hanging out in my cabinet that I'm gonna open next, but I use their olive oils, especially when I'm making like salad dressings and like things that I want very fresh, flavorful olive oil for, so they're delicious. But they very kindly sent me I'm trying to do this without showing you my address. They very kindly sent, okay, weird angle, but just trust me. They kindly sent their new Everyday line, which is a really big launch for them because this is their first like more cooking oil type product. And I'm so excited to try it because you can never have enough olive oil. So let's see what we have going on. So, ready? I'm gonna read this to you. We're so excited to introduce you to Brightland's Everyday line, crafted to bring our care and quality you know and love into meals you make most. Our new everyday cooking oil and salad oil have been 3 years in the making, cold pressed in California and designed for daily use. Start here every day, squeeze and share it with abandon. So, extremely exciting. Box 1, box 2. It's still so insane to me that like I get packages. Should I show you? Ta-da! I don't know. It's wild. So here's their cooking oil, which like, how did they know that I was almost out of stock of a cooking oil? Sorry, I'm trying to get like all of the extra cooking oil. Let me focus it. Cooking oil. And then I'll open this one better so you can see it. Ta-da! And then this is their salad oil, which has a card in here. Meet the Everyday Set. I love it. Okay, and there we go. We have their two new items. I'm excited to use them. I have a feeling this salad oil is going to be like one of my most used products in the kitchen, but I love olive oil. This is a product, like a pantry staple that I use every single day, multiple times a day. And it's so fun to like try new brands and new products and just get introduced to new things that make cooking really fun and really easy and an enjoyable process. And that's how I feel about fun olive oils, especially Brightland. So yeah, it's been a big week for like squeezable olive oil because I also have the O olive oil one, which there's our regular olive oil, not necessarily like for cooking or salad, like specific purposes, but just their olive oil in a new format. So I'll stop talking about olive oil, but how to show you. In the middle of the porch.